Your Etsy digital download listings need a few key elements to turn those shoppers into buyers for your Etsy shop so you can start making money. I'm going to show you how to write the perfect Etsy descriptions for your digital downloads so that you can convert those Etsy scrollers into buyers in your Etsy store. 3 things you want to keep in mind is that you want shoppers to feel an emotion when they read your description and give them a reason to buy. You also want to make sure that you're clear about what they're getting, and you also want to encourage them to buy more things from your shop. You can use these tips for any shop platform that you're selling on. It doesn't have to be Etsy. I use these same exact methods in my Shopify store as well. The first thing is you want to tell them how your product can solve their problem or bring them joy to their life. The first few sentences of your product description should tell them how this product is going to change their life and why they need it. Be sure that you speak in a language that they can relate to. So for instance, if your target customer is women in their 50s, you wouldn't want to be using teenage slang. Like, that's not something they're going to relate to, and they're going to feel like that product is not for them. Take into consideration what type of product it is. So say it's a self-care workbook, for instance. You want to use words that make them feel calm, relaxed, loved, those kind of things to give the vibe of your product. These first few sentences should also have some keywords in there from your title and from your tags. The most important ones, preferably, and then as many as you can get in there without making it sound weird, because this is going to help you not only rank on Etsy, but on Google and other search engines as well. Let's make sure your product can get found everywhere so you can make more sales. If you need help writing this part of your description, you can use ChatGPT to help you with this. Go to ChatGPT, which is chat.openai.com/chat. Let's say we're making a self-care planner. So think about how you want your customer to feel. We've kind of gone over that a little bit before, but you want to be able to tell ChatGPT the vibe you want this description to have. So I'm going to say, okay, so I write a product description for a self-care planner with the keywords self-care planner, self-care workbook, self-care journal, using words that make the customer feel loved, understood, and taken care of. Okay, so I don't necessarily like all of this, but I am going to copy this and I'm going to paste it into my Etsy listing, and then I can change up what I want to change. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight all of this, and not that order yours. I don't need that in there. And then I'm just going to paste it into my description. So first of all, I'm not going to say introducing the ultimate self-care companion. That sounds just weird to me. So I'm going to take that one out. So I'll say this self-care planner is more than just a simple organizer. It's a thoughtful guide that will help you prioritize your mental and emotional well-being. So I like that. Beautifully designed pages. I like that. I think I'm going to take out this warm embrace. That's a little weird. So maybe I'll say reminds you that you are loved and worthy of self-care. It's not just a planner, it's a self-care workbook and journal that understands your needs and feelings. Okay, so I like all of this. Yeah, so I like all of that except for this last sentence. So that's going to be my keyworded section and the part that makes them understand why they need this. So the next thing we want to do is tell them exactly what they're getting with this download. So I would say, like, here's what you get. And then I like to use emojis or like dashes or something like that. I like emojis. I'm going to use a heart for this one because it's self-care, you know. Then I'll say one high resolution PDF file with 50 pages. Then I'm going to go over a few spaces and then maybe use like a dash, and then I can put like the different types of pages that are in there. 365 daily affirmations, gratitude prompts, journaling pages, etc. So write everything just so that they know what exactly they're getting in this PDF file or whatever your file is. Now, I don't know about you, but when I look at a listing and it doesn't have the dimensions of the product, I get really frustrated because I don't have to message the seller to find out the size of something to see if it's going to work for me or not. So the next thing is be sure to add the measurements of your product in the description. So we'll go down and maybe skip a line. I'll say this one's an 8.5 by 11. So you just want to make sure you say that. You can also put an emoji here. Like I like to do this for the different points. So you could use any one you want. We'll do the sparkles. And to get these emojis, I'm just right clicking on my mouse and then clicking on that emoji thing right there. So the measurements are super important because if they don't find the measurements and they're not sure if it's going to work for them or not, they're just most likely going to 9 times out of 10 just move on to the next product and you're going to lose the sale. Don't make people have to message you to find out anything. Include everything you possibly can in your description. Plus, do you really want to be answering a bunch of messages with people having questions that you could have just put in your listing in the first place? I know I don't. This is my passive income and I do not want to have to be answering messages that are unnecessary. The next thing is we're going to be sure to tell them how to print it. Some people don't know what their options are for printing or how it prints. You want it to seem as easy as possible, and that makes it easier for them to buy. So I'm going to put a little section here that says how to print. If you are making an edit, if this is an editable file or a template or something, you want to be sure to include the instructions how to do that as well. So you want to include, are there any specific types of paper that they should use, any specific printer settings that they need to use, can they print it at home or do they need to take it to a professional printer or an online printer? If they feel confident that they know how to download it and print it, they're more likely to buy. So I'm going to use numbers for this one so it looks like easy step by step. So I'm going to say where they can find their download because a lot of times people don't know where they can find their downloads after they purchase. Okay, so I just gave simple instructions where they can find the download in their Etsy shop and then how they can use the icon in the top corner to print it out. So this one's fairly simple. If you're having an editable, you might have more steps than this. The next thing we want to say is that it's a digital download and no physical product will be shipped. The last thing you want is somebody buying this thing and then thinking you're going to ship something to them. So you want to make it clear. I usually put this in all caps because I want to make sure people see it. You can put some emojis around it to draw some more attention to it, whatever you want to do as far as that. And then also I always put it on my images, at least on the first image, if not all of them, just so that people can see that it is digital download. The next thing I want to do is add some related products from my shop that they might also like that go with this one. So what you want to do is just grab the URL. So you don't need to grab this whole huge thing right here. You can stop right here after the, like before that question mark. If you want, you can grab the whole thing if you feel like you're not confident that it will open up properly. But what you can do to make sure is just copy that, and then you can open a new tab and paste it in and make sure that it goes to the product. So that link works. So you can just do that. I'm going to put a divider line here because I want to kind of draw attention to this. So I'm just doing a bunch of dashes. So then I'm going to say other products you might like. You could say related products, whatever you feel like is the best way to say it. So then I'll say whatever it is. So let's pretend this is something different. So I'll say affirmation cards. So then there's the link, and it doesn't show as a link right here, but once you publish your listing, it will show as like a clickable link as long as it's something on Etsy. You can also link to a section of your shop here instead of just a single product. So if you're not a brand new shop, or this isn't a brand new product, you can take some of the wording from your reviews and put this into your description just to show that other people have bought this product and they like it. Copy this. So I would say maybe I would put another divider here just to kind of break this up. And then I would say either like, other customers are loving this product, or here's what other customers have to say about this product. And then just paste your review. You could do the star emoji 5 times. If you don't have reviews for your shop, you can't just make something up. But if you have other products with good reviews, instead of saying other customers are loving this product, you could say, here's what customers are saying about our products, or here's what customers have to say about our shop. So then that way you can put those reviews, but it's not necessarily for that product. Now, we also want to add the return policy. So for digital downloads, I don't recommend that you take returns because obviously they have the product and it's theirs to keep. You want to make sure that you state that in your listing. It is in your shop policies, or it should be, but just to be sure that your customers see that there are no returns. And then if someone messages you, you don't necessarily have to refund them. So you can say return policy, or you can just say you don't accept returns. So I don't accept returns on digital products, but if you have a problem, please message me. This way, if they have any issues, they know they can reach out to you and you'll help them, but you're not going to refund them. So now we want to add what they're allowed to use this product for. So depending what your product is, if you allow commercial usage, then you can say that. If it's only for personal use or like classroom use or something like that, then just state that in your description so that people know what they're allowed to use it for. I always include that it's not resellable in full or in part because I don't allow mine to be used that way. But the wording of this will depend on what you allow. So I'm going to say usage rights, and then I'm going to say, so I said this product is for personal use only and may not be resold or shared in part or in full. So this makes it clear what they're able to do with the product. If you add all of these things to your Etsy description, you're not only going to make more sales and have more satisfied customers, you're going to also avoid having to answer a million messages that are completely unnecessary. Being clear and concise in your Etsy descriptions is an absolute game changer for your Etsy business. If you're new to selling digital downloads, or if you have been selling for a while and you're just running out of ideas, I made this list of 95 different digital downloads that you can sell in your shop, and it's completely free. The link is in the description. Be sure to check that out if that's something you're interested in. If you want to know how to protect your digital files from theft, be sure to watch this video right here and I'll show you exactly how to do that. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.